Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar about recruiting on social media for technical profiles. Let's introduce ourselves first. My name is Stephanie. I'm the marketing lead at Simple, and next to me stands Mark. He's one of the founders at Simple. I'm going to share the slides first. All right. Now, what is on the agenda today? Well, first of all, why recruit on social media? You have to get some basics right before you can actually set up your campaign. We're going to talk about which visuals do you need to provide, how does your copy have to look like, and then at the end we're going to share some experiments as well. Okay, I give the word to you, Mark.
Yes, okay, thank you. Well, maybe just why should you believe what we're going to say? Because we kind of have lots of data built on more than 9,000 campaigns, I think, because that's what we do. We help our customers recruit through targeted advertising on social media with our software. I will come back to that in a second. You see a couple of our customers here, specifically focusing now on those customers looking for technical functions. And as you can see, and we're now present in more than 28 countries. At the moment of recording this webinar, that might have changed by the moment you see this. But that's basically our core business. Now, why are we so convinced that you should be looking at social media with or without us? Let's be that very clear. You actually don't need us. But before we go there, first explain that when we say social media, we do not mean putting something on your Facebook page and hoping that your followers will see that, because maximum 3% of the people liking or following your page will actually see what you're posting. Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn want to kind of make money through advertising. They want you to spend on advertising to reach the right customers, and we think they're right. We think that's the only approach which is still effective. It's by buying advertising, and you can see the comparison. An advertising will have a little sponsored post at the top, and that's how you can actually check whether this is advertising or an organic post. But that's for the remainder of the webinar. We will be focusing on having to spend money. That's the bad news, but reaching the right candidates, that's the good news. Right? Nothing is free in this world anymore. Why is social media such a good place to look for candidates? Because that's where the people are who are not actively looking for a job. Everybody's fishing in the same pond of active looking candidates. I'm not saying they're not interesting, but it's a small part of the total labor market. It's only 20%. Yes, you can reach those on the classical job marketing tools like Indeed, like Monster, or other job boards. Where we think the real opportunity lies in reaching those people not looking for a job, but who are open for a new opportunity, working closer to home, better work-life balance, maybe better kind of, better salary, especially in this economic environment. And those people you can reach on social media. They will not be visiting job boards because they are not looking, but they are spending every day a certain amount of time on social media. And the numbers are quite staggering. Just looking at Facebook, 2.9 billion users per month. TikTok, a bit behind, we're catching up and growing quickly. If you look at the number of video views per day, there, that TikTok is, the balance is even more shifting towards their favor. And very importantly, it's not just teenagers doing silly dances on TikTok. There are more than half of the users are older than 25 years old. So it's a very big opportunity of even finding your candidates, your potential applicants, also on TikTok. We're not making this only about TikTok though. We think TikTok is a good part of your media mix or of your advertising approach, combined with Facebook, combined with Instagram. We just want to kind of reassure you that this is the audience, this is the channels you should use for reaching those passive candidates. It's not that easy, and we'll explain now how you can set it up, but the opportunity is massive, and you really should try and make use of that. Over to you, Stephanie.
All right, thanks. Now, before you can actually set up your campaign, develop your campaign, you need to have some basics right. And you have to think about some tracking tools to measure your data correctly, because of course you spend money and you want to have the best results of it. Now, where to start? Of course, you need to have a website. You need to have a vacancy page, because when people see your advertisement on social media, they click on it and they come to your vacancy page. You can use Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe also TikTok, like Mark mentioned. You can use also job boards, and of course, you want to have as much as applications, and you need to track those applications correctly. You can use Google Analytics for it. Google Analytics is a tool which you can implement on your website, and it will track everything that a person takes on your website. Where do they come from? How long do they stay? Do they apply, etc. And to install that, you can use Google Tag Manager for it. We're not going to go further into detail about how to install it. We will share the Simple Academy maybe, where you can find, yes, there you can find a data-driven recruitment white paper where all the steps that you need to do are written in. So have a look over there.
The Academy is fantastic, by the way. It's all free information. We go a lot more in detail than we are going into this webinar, but there's really a lot of very good and relevant data for you to use there.
Yes. Now, of course, like I already said, you're putting money on it, so you want to have the best results. And here you can see a kind of steps that a person takes. So first of all, you need to attract the right people on social media. When they click on your advertisement, they come on your vacancy page. Hopefully they apply, and then, well, hopefully you come to a hire. All those data points can be tracked within Google Analytics. And why is it so important? Well, you need to know where you have to optimize. Is there a conversion problem from vacancy to application, or don't people click on your advertisement to come to your vacancy page? All those things you need to keep in mind before you can actually set up your campaign. Now, what do you need to do to actually build your campaign? There are also different steps to keep in mind. First of all, you need to target the right audience. And I have some bad news because on the Meta platform, Meta is Facebook, Instagram, but also Messenger. If you're doing recruitment campaigns, then you have to mention it to Facebook that you're doing employment campaigns, because then you have a restricted set of targeting options, which is of course a bit sad, but we do recommend to highlight that you're doing employment ads, because otherwise your ad account will be blocked. Now, what can you do to target your right audience? First of all, the location. If you're looking for someone in Antwerp, then you can select Antwerp with a radius. What we recommend is around 20 kilometers. So you give the algorithm of Facebook enough space to reach the right people. Demographics you can't use, or you can't select anymore if you're doing recruitment campaigns on Meta, but you can still choose from a list of interests. If you're looking for a digital marketeer, for example, you can still select the interest digital marketing. And then data you can't use anymore. For people who know the Facebook pixel, well, if you're doing recruitment campaigns, you can't build audiences anymore with the Facebook pixel. Now, once you have defined your target audience, we do recommend to do some A/B testing. What is an A/B test? For example, here you can see two visuals, one of a team and one of an individual. Well, if you have two visuals, then put them live both on the Meta platform or on the TikTok platform. And then after a couple of days, the data will come in and you will immediately know which picture works best for your target audience. Because of course, you want the right people to click on it. Now, what are the tips and tricks that we want to share with you about the visuals? First of all, use authentic pictures like you already see here on the slides. Why is this so important? Well, people want to know with who they are going to work, where they are going to work, and they need to be thumb-stopping. Like Mark already said, there are lots of people scrolling on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's around 160 meters on Facebook only, per day, which is really, really a lot. And you need to pop out immediately with your advertising, whether it's a visual, whether it's video, you need to make them stop scrolling. And then the third one, which we want to share with you, is use uniform communication. Show the brand, show the colors of your brand, and use that also on your vacancy page, because the algorithm will have a look if people spend lots of time on your vacancy page, and it will help the performance increase on Facebook as well. Like I already said, never ever use stock images. Why? Because, well, people really want to know the company, they want to know the team and the environment, etc. And what we also recommend is don't use too much text on the visual itself or on the video itself. In the past, there was a rule that you can only use 20% of your image. That rule isn't there anymore on Facebook, but we do see that a visual doesn't need to have much text on it because it won't work. It's not thumb-stopping enough. Here you can see some of videos that we made for those clients. You see that they take up the whole mobile, they're thumb-stopping, they're showing really authentic pictures of the team, of the place they're going to work. And you see that the text is limited because the visuals take up the whole space. Now, on different placements on Facebook and Instagram, you still have the option to write some copy that goes above or underneath your visual. Now, what we recommend is think about what is required to have for the candidate. And think about one thing. Don't think about, okay, he needs to have a degree, he needs to have 3 years of experience, he needs to speak 3 languages, he needs to have Microsoft skills or whatever. Think about one thing, because what is important, like Mark already mentioned, 80% of the working population is not actively looking for a job. And on social media, you need to attract them with thinking about what's in it for the candidate. What does your company offer that is unique? What is a job function offering the person that is unique and which he can't find within the company he's working now? And then the third one, be creative. Everyone is telling work hard, play hard, team player, you need to be flexible. Well, avoid cliches and think about what makes your company unique and be creative in the copy as well. Now, you can also have a look at Ads Library from Meta or the Creative Center of TikTok. There you can find companies or keywords, and you will see the ads that they are running right now at this moment. What is important? Those are, well, don't look at the competitors of your company, but look at the competitors of your target audience, because you're competing on social media against another company that also wants to reach your target audience. Let's go live.
Let's go live
to Meta Ads Library. Let's see.
All right, let's maybe just kind of, so what you can do, you can either look for companies, you can filter for employment ads, but in this case, let's maybe put the Dutch word for maintenance technician, let's put onderhoudstechnieker.
All right.
And let's have a look at, yeah, so there you go. So this is now showing all those companies who are putting some Manpower, for instance, job ad is putting a ads on there. We have some ads on there, but so there's quite a bit of staffing agencies who are currently looking for onderhoudstechniekers, maintenance technicians. But it's going to give you kind of a good understanding of what the market is like. You can go even more in detail. Let's maybe put the HVAC, which is kind of a sub specific technical function, and there you kind of all see maybe DECAT is interesting also there. So you can, for instance, click on there. You can see all the ads they're currently running. You could have a look at their video, so you really understand what your competitive space is like for not just your immediate competitors, as Stephanie was explaining, but also who's targeting similar people, similar profiles. How are they doing that? And that's a very good way of kind of understanding the market opportunities and the needs from the market.
Mhm.
That's a good way to, if you kind of, you're a bit stuck creatively, that's a good way of trying to find what way you can move forward.
Yes. And it can give you some inspiration, but just don't copy paste it. Be
No.
unique and be original. We're also going to share the links, I think,
Yes, I'll do that
of
now.
both the platforms. So have a look at them. Now, how much budget do you need to provide to run recruitment campaigns on social media? Well, on the Meta platform, you can run a campaign for minimum €1 a day. Do we recommend it? No. We provide, we foresee minimum €10 a day, and we put 4 ads live of €10 a day, so €40 a day, because we love A/B testing. So we test lots of audiences, visuals, creatives, placements, etc. On the TikTok platform, it is a bit more expensive because you need to have a budget of minimum €20 a day to run a campaign. It was more expensive in the past. Maybe it will be a bit less in the future. Who knows? So that is a budget that you need to provide. Once you have developed your campaign, of course, you have to manage it because you want to have the best results of it. Like I already said, you need to think about the A/B tests that you want to run and make sure that you only test one variable, so you know immediately why an advertisement is working better. And I'm going to share some A/B tests that we have run in the past. Let's see. Here we were looking for an electrician for Brussels Airport, and you see that the brand is the same, the colors are the same, the copy is also the same. But the visual is different. We actually thought that the one on the right was working well, will work better, but it wasn't the case. Actually, the one on the left had more applications, and the cost per application was €10.74. You give some media budget to Facebook, and we divide it by the applications that come from that advertisement, and then you have the cost per application, which is a really good metric to see if your advertisement is running good or bad.
There was also a question when we were talking about the budget. There was a question from the audience on what's the average budget we foresee from media to run campaigns. I'm not sure if you can maybe elaborate.
So what we do is we foresee a budget for to run 30 days of a campaign for €1,300.
Yeah.
So it's more or less 40 up to €50 a day. But then you are then we foresee Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also LinkedIn.
That's a maximum budget. Of course, if after 10 days you find your fantastic candidate, you can stop. It's always variable. You can, you have good control on Facebook of the money you're spending either on a day base or per day or in total. But I mean, I just want to kind of frame that if you think that by spending, €200, your candidates are going to be kind of crawling all over your website, that's not going to happen, right? So think about, from a budgeting perspective, at least €600-700. That's probably what we're looking at or what we're seeing with our customers. That's going to be the budget. Below that, only very, very few customers get good candidates. So that's kind of what you need to take into account from a total budget perspective.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, besides the visual, you can also test the platform. Of course, then you need to provide the same text, the same visual, the same branding, etc. Here, we tested this campaign on Instagram feed and Facebook feed. And after a couple of days, we saw that Instagram wasn't working well because we didn't receive any applicants. But the one on Facebook feed, we received 7 applications. The cost per application was a bit higher. To give you an idea, we can't really say the cost per application will be that amount. No, it depends on how good the visuals are, how good your brand is. There are lots of things that will increase the budget of your applications. Now, once you have gathered all the data, you can use Google Data Studio. Google Data Studio is a free platform where you can build nice dashboards like this one. with the impressions, the how much people that actually visit your job description, how much applications, where do they come from? So that can help maybe to gather all the data in one place.
I just realized I think they changed their name. It's called Look.
Ah,
I think
that's true. Yeah,
I think it's
Looker.
Looker now, or Looker
Yeah.
Studio. I'm sure you can Google and find Google Data Studio, but I think the official name now has been changed.
True. All right. Then I give the
Yeah.
word back to you.
Yeah, well, thanks for putting, kind of going a bit more deeper into those different levels, Steph. So this is not that easy to do. It's manageable. We have good explanations in the academy where we can help set you up. But there's quite a bit of complexity involved, and unfortunately, because of that, most recruiters will kind of default to the standard option of using job boards and the post and pray, which we think is a pity, right? And that's why, especially for you, we developed a great tool to actually manage or set up, develop, and manage your whole campaign within one software platform. Now, why is that possible? Because if we actually go and look into the details, everything apart from writing the text and screening the candidates is managed by the software. We will set up the analytics, we will set up the tracking tools, we will set up the optimization of the campaign, we will think about how to manage the targeting for you. All of that is done in the background of the tools. And until recently, you just had to write your text, find a couple of visuals, and then wait till the candidates were rolling in. Until a couple of weeks ago, when our brilliant IT team started developing even a solution to help you write that text. And it's important because we noticed with lots of our users that, writing text, looking to find the right copy is a bit out of their comfort zone, and that's why we now think with our software solution we can help you with that. So I'll very briefly, hopefully within 5 minutes, show you how you can actually set up your own campaign. So I'm going to share my screen here, go live into what is called a beta version of our software. So this is not yet in production. It's going to go live in the next couple of weeks. So by the moment you're looking at this webinar, it's highly likely we're live. Let's just say, to kind of stay within the spirit of today's webinar, we're going to be looking for a maintenance technician for a company called AB Flex. We're then going to tell the software what kind of job this is. I'm just going to run through the options here. It's not manufacturing, it's probably technician, and then there you go, maintenance technician. So now the software understands what kind of role we're looking for. We're going to do this in English, and let's run something in. I actually love Scotland, so let's go to Scotland and to the town of Edinburgh, as the Scots call it, and let's save. So now we've told the software where we want to find somebody, and then let's set up the ads. We're going to go for 2 channels. I think we advise always go for at least 2 channels, so you can do some proper testing and see what works best. And now the software is asking to write a text to actually kind of convince people to click on the advertising to come to the vacancy page. I don't feel, in the writing mood today, so I'm going to ask our software to write. And let's look at what they're coming with. That's interesting. Are you an experienced maintenance technician? Are you able to perform maintenance? Join AB Flex in Edinburgh and become part of a growing international team. I like that. Let's move forward. I'm going to upload the logo from my computer. So I'm going to use this logo. I'm going to upload a couple of visuals also that I found on the website of AB Flex. Let's use this one and maybe put another one. It's uploading with quite a big picture apparently. Let's upload one more, one with their company car on. So I'm going to select these 2 pictures now and just going to ask the software to make 2 ads. And as you can see, they've put a logo on there, put a banner with the name of the vacancy, shown this picture. They put the text there. Same for using a different picture. I want to put the car a bit more in the center. So within the software, I can just move that around. That's also going to be important for, here, there you go, just do some tweaking on Instagram. So the person is right in the middle, save it as that ad. Of course, if people click on the ad, they're going to come onto a page where they want to read more, they want to learn more about this vacancy. I don't feel like writing that today either. So I'm going to ask and say AP Flex is a service company. Look, in the sewage industry, I'm just making this up actually. We're looking for people interested in working in a great team and flexible hours. Let's do that. We're going to be enthusiastic about this company and then ask our software to write the vacancy in the job ad for this company. So you can see here, they have already, based on the data from more than 9,000 campaigns that we have provided. But if you're not entirely happy, you want to say, well, they don't have to do the troubleshooting part. We have somebody else in the team do that. You can just take it out. You can add some text yourself if you would want to. Obviously, this is just a proposal. But if you're happy with the text, if you're happy with what basically, and I'm using my demo account, that's why it's being shown here now. If you're happy with that, you just click on save, right? Then just to be on the safe side, I'm going to ask the candidates coming in whether they have a driver license. Do we have a driving license elsewhere? Otherwise, they can't really kind of, go and work for us. And then if I'm happy with the ads, I'm publishing campaigns, I'm going to put 800 euros there to start with. Again, that's the maximum budget. You can always stop whenever you want. And then after putting my credit card or paying by invoice, depending on the subscription you have with us, basically that's live, right? I'm not sure how much time it took us. I think I stayed below 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there you go. So that's it. So if you have a couple of pictures and a credit card, that's all you need these days to help you find fantastic passive candidates on social media.
Yeah, and
we can't make it more easy, I think.
No, and just to highlight it again, you can also run campaigns on Facebook ad account and LinkedIn Campaign Manager, TikTok Ads Manager, etc. But what Mark showed you, the A/B testing and the banner on it and the logo, etc., that's something that you need to do before you can go live within Facebook Ads Manager. It's our software, because if you haven't done recruitment campaigns already on social media, then you might not know which settings you need to do, and there are a lot of them. If you're not a marketeer, then you might be a bit blown away by all the settings. So our software is really, really helpful to recruit on social media on every platform that you can see over here. You can also have a look at our academy, where you can find some easy to use tools, but also some webinar recordings. And then, of course, if you want us to help you with your recruitment campaign within our software, that's also an option. Okay.
There you go. And I think what we might do is we just will share a link. We've shared already the link to the academy.
Yeah.
That's free. All the data is there for you to get started, even without using our software. Because let's make that clear, as Stephanie explained, you don't need to use the software. You can find all the knowledge to it yourself. Using our software would make it a lot easier, obviously, and would make us a lot happier. But that's obviously your call to make. But we'll share a link to a free demo.
Yes.
If you want to book a demo, so you can actually see live how we could help you in pushing or bringing your campaigns to life on social media. I'll let you wrap up, Steph.
Yes. If you still have questions the next couple of days after having a look at our academy, of course, then you can always connect with us on LinkedIn and send us a message. We're really happy to help you. We're also going to share the demo link, I think. Yeah.
This has been done as we speak.
All right. Then I want to thank you for joining this webinar. Hope to see you again in one of our next webinars, and hope to see you in our simple software. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.